Hello to anyone that has found this video. My name is Dakota and I'm going to be sharing my experience with hormonal contraceptives and why I came off of them today. I began taking hormonal contraceptives when I was 16 years old. I'm currently 26 and I decided to come off of them on my 26th birthday. It has been just about 6 months that I have been off of the hormonal contraceptives. For anyone that doesn't know what that is also considered birth control. When I was 16, I was prescribed the pill not for birth control. I was actually prescribed it for acne and for period pain. A lot of people are actually prescribed the pill for reasons other than birth control, and I was one of those. I was one of those teenagers that wasn't aware of what potential side effects there could be, wasn't aware of what other options are out there, because my gynecologist just assumed that this was the only fix for me and that this is what I was going to have to do for myself. Me, being young and not self-aware or able to do my own research, listened to the doctor, trusted them, and here I am 10 years later desiring to be off of it after feeling a variety of ways. This is my experience. I'm not saying that it's bad for someone to take a hormonal contraceptive. I think that there are many benefits, and especially if you have certain medical conditions where it helps, that's totally you do you. I'm just here to share my experience, not trying to hate on anyone, trying to spread the light of being able to make your own decisions for yourself and your own body, and being able to follow, well, me personally, where God has led me today. So, with that, I started this journey. I started to feel called to come off of the pill about 2 years ago. I felt God calling me to be more natural, to stop taking medication that I relied on, and to take a leap of faith and trust in Him. In doing so, I did a lot of prayer and I began researching. I watched several YouTube videos similar to this one to hear people's personal experience. It was very helpful. I also backed up my decision with research. I read this book, Beyond the Pill, by Dr. Jolene Brighten. I highly recommend it to anyone that's considering coming off of hormonal contraceptives. This book is filled with knowledge and it's backed on scientific research. She's a gynecologist, and I wish that she was my gynecologist, so recommended. As I digress, I would like to go into my experience of coming off of the pill and the differences that I noticed in myself, physically, mentally, and period-wise. That'll be a little bit TMI, but here's your warning. Starting with the physical. I decided to come off on my 26th birthday, and that first month I did several lifestyle changes. I completely changed my diet. I cut out gluten, I cut out dairy. I was only eating vegetables and chicken, very healthy. I cut out alcohol. I was taking multivitamins, fish oil, magnesium, just taking care of my body very well, and I noticed a huge change. Basically a week after coming off the pill, I felt more energetic, more spring in my step. My acne, it came back. It was pretty variable, so I would get a lot on my chin, up here on the sides. You might still see a little bit of it. It's not too crazy right now though. Maybe I'll be able to put a video photo in here to show. My hair, it has gotten more oily and there has been more hair growth. So if you look here, you can see a lot of like kind of baby hairs. These were all not here for the past like 10 years. They all just grew within the past 6 months. So more hair growth, which is great. I think that the swelling in my face has dramatically gone down. Mainly here on my cheeks and my neck. I also have a photo of before and after that I'm going to try to put in here if I can figure it out. I think that these physical changes are also coupled with lifestyle changes. So since coming off, like I mentioned, I changed my diet. I was kind of a little bit variable with alcohol use up until the past month. I decided to cut it out completely because I noticed that it was having a negative effect still on my physical and emotional being. But the thing is, the choice of coming off of the pill is kind of what led to all these other lifestyle changes. When I was finally able to make a really hard decision for myself and stick with it and that commitment, it inspired me to make other healthy choices in my life. I'm also drinking a green tea every morning, which helps with the antioxidants, flushing out those synthetic hormones. In addition, I have a probiotic every day. I do have IBS, so probiotics are pretty essential, and my IBS has been acting up since coming off. I think that that's because maybe the pill even gave the IBS to me in the first place, but a lot of my symptoms have been masked throughout the hormonal imbalances and synthetic hormones that I've been taking all this time. I also continue to take a multivitamin every day. One more physical change I've noticed is my sex drive. Before, I kind of felt like I was on autopilot. I felt the same. I wasn't turned on by anything. I felt kind of numbed out. And now I actually notice a natural flow with my body. There's certain times of the month where I have more energy and feel more fertile. Like I actually feel like myself. And other times where I just, a little bit more tired and want to chill out. It's nice to have that flow and be able to track it on that Flow app. That leads me into my period and my cycle. When I was on the pill, I literally got my period the same day, like every single month. It was on point. When I came off, it did become irregular, which is completely normal as your body's trying to get back to where it used to be. So although they're still irregular, I do track my periods on the Flow app, which is very helpful. The amazing thing is I do not have pain during my period, which was one of the most terrifying things that I thought about when coming off of the pill. That's because I can remember being back in high school when I had my period and being in such dire pain that I would literally take my nails, dig them into my thighs to distract myself from the pain. I would go to the nurse's office and had to go home because it was so bad. I had to take Excedrin every time. And coming off, I was like, oh, please do not let me have to go through that again. Amazingly, I have not had any cramps to that level. I haven't even had to take a Tylenol or an ibuprofen. I'm just able to get through it naturally, which is amazing. It also gives me the ability to share that there are other ways to heal your body than just being on a pill. Maybe the reason that you have the pain is maybe you need to make a lifestyle change that's going to help that. I remember when I was in high school, when I got home, all I did was homework until I went to bed. I didn't get any physical exercise. I wasn't eating right. So maybe those were some of the things that were contributing to it. I don't know. But don't put all your eggs in one basket is all I'm going to say. One more thing about my flow. When I was on the pill, I started getting blood clots. That can be pretty dangerous. Thankfully, I got off soon enough to not have any complications, as far as I know of right now. But now that I've been off, my periods are more liquidy. I know it's kind of TMI, but there's not clots like there were before, like these big clots that were coming out. So what does that tell you? It's not right for everyone. Make your own choices for your body and don't let anyone tell you what you should or should not do. Even if you're young and naive. This is why I'm making this so you can watch it, because I didn't have this to watch when I was that age. The last thing I want to jump into is my emotional changes, my mental health. When I was on the pill, I felt like there was an emotional cloud over me. Kind of like a gray, like weight. It's just kind of like there. I was pretty irritable, easily bothered by what other people say, to the point where if there was something that bothered me, it would just kind of like bubble up inside and I wouldn't talk about it. It would just sit there like a weight on me. It felt debilitating, mentally confined in my own self. And ever since coming off, I feel like that weight has been lifted. There's no other way to describe it besides just taking a deep breath, like, thank you. Like when you relax your muscles after having a really stressful day. When I feel upset now, it doesn't overcome me. Like I feel it and I'm better able to articulate it for myself and what it's telling me. I'm able to get more curious about what I'm feeling so that I can get to the root cause, unlike before when it's just kind of lingering and taking over me. It's hard to describe, but I feel like I have a lot more emotional clarity now. Once again, in addition to like the physical changes, I think that this mental change could be coupled with the fact of making a commitment for yourself, wanting to do better for yourself and improve yourself in many facets, whether that be, physical, mental, and spiritual. It started spiritually for me, and God led the way for me to really commit to these physical changes in myself and work on my mental health as well. So overall, it's been an amazing experience. I'm still on this journey, so if anyone has any questions for me, anything that I might have missed in this video, I would love to help out with that or make a follow-up video. Maybe I'll make one after being off the pill for a year. Just want to let you know that if you are considering something like this for yourself and making a decision and you feel kind of alone with that decision, like there isn't that many people who just support you or who understand. So I want to let you know that I was there. I was on the pill for 10 years. It was helpful in certain ways. Of course, there's pros and cons, and it was harmful in other ways. In the end, we should be able to make those choices for ourselves. And there's a heck of a lot of research that can support coming off. So, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. As you can tell, I just feel very enlightened in this experience, and I enjoy talking about it because it has really changed my life in a very meaningful way. So yeah, reach out, and hope you guys have a blessed day.